In this dev tip, we're going to explore some of the impacts of making changes in Service Studio to the underlying database structure. In this example, we have an entity with an attribute for the customer's name, and we have some data already in the database. However, we've now decided that we actually want to store their first and last names as separate attributes. So let's change name to first name and publish our changes. If we now view the data in the entity, we see something strange. We can see our 4 records, but our renamed column is now empty. We can now switch to SQL Sandbox and have a look at what's happening. If we browse the entities and search for customer details, we can choose the Select option. I'll change the query to select all the columns. After clicking Execute, we can see the underlying table has our old column of name with all the same values, but now there's also a new column that's empty. That's because OutSystems will create a new column when you rename one in Service Studio. The data will be preserved, but will no longer be accessible within Service Studio or your application. So what will happen if we add a new attribute called name? Let's do that and publish our changes. Here we can see that OutSystems will reuse the existing column and values and make it visible in Service Studio again. Now, what happens if we change the order of the attributes? Well, nothing really. OutSystems stores metadata about how to display the entities within Service Studio, including their order, but doesn't alter the structure of the database itself. Now, what happens if we were to cut and paste the entity and then publish? Within Service Studio, it doesn't look like anything has changed. The entity is still showing the same name and attributes, but what happened at the database level? We can see the original table and data is still there, but if we browse the entities again, Customer Details now shows a different table name. In this case, the new entity has a table name of Customer Details 3, whilst the original entity was known internally as Customer Details 2. OutSystems has actually created a new table, and as you can see, it has no data at all. Stay tuned for more dev tips from Phoenix DX.